that had been launched, and this guy is like, wow, that's pretty exciting. So, yeah, so it was exciting. All right.
You lived a lifetime, didn't you?
Yeah, and so now it's good to be back. And,
it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
Yes, we're glad to have you back.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's good. Okay, so today we're going to practice the joints and glands, and there's an expression in Sanskrit, Sthira Sukham Asanam, means a steady and sweet seat or asana or position. So without excessive effort, effortless effort. Sthira Sukham Asanam Prajñā Shaitili Yananta, so that you can contemplate infinity. So you need a sweet, steady seat so that you have the experience of infinity and eternity. Prajñā Shaitili Yananta Tatva Danda Navahi Gataha, which means that all duality dissolves and we see the oneness to everything, the unity of it, and we realize that it's really kind of an illusion, the black and white, that one doesn't exist without the other, that one becomes defined by the existence of the other, so it's not as if they're separate things. And so our practice of yoga is to unify, to yoke together our experience. And so the other word we can use for experience is awareness, conscious awareness of being aware. And that word is prajñā. Prajñā. And so we can say Sthūla, which means gross, or the physical body, Śarīra, which means body, Sthūla Śarīra Prajñā. It's a way in Sanskrit to refer to the awareness, the wisdom, the wise awareness that your body is this vessel of light, that connection with the infinite source of light. So it's pretty exciting. We go very far in these practices. And I'd like to begin with the instruction that one of the grand masters in the Himalayan yoga tradition, Swami Rama, would often begin every session with a reminder to sit tall with the head, the neck, and the trunk as straight as possible. That the first practice is also the last practice. To experience the breath, the awareness of the breath, the prajñā of the breath as it flows naturally and normally in and out through the nostrils. To feel the presence of the breath in the physical body, the Sthūla Śarīra. And contemplate the light energy, the prana that is in the breath and filling the physical body with its energy. Breathing naturally and normally, quietly. And I always chant the invocation at the beginning of each class, which acknowledges the original mind children, the Prajapatis, the Manasaputras that exist as beings of light in the original golden womb, the Hiranya Garbha. Hiranya Garbha. Shesha Vyasa Dimadhyama Swami Shri Rama Padampa Vande Guru Parampara. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Continuing to feel the prana, the light in the breath as it flows in and out of the body. We're going to slip into the first of our Sthūla Śarīra Prajñā practices today, our joints and glands practices, letting the breath initiate the movements. So we start with the head and neck movements. So bring that light of the breath, the awareness of the breath, into the head and the neck and the face region. Let the arms just dangle beside you. And with your next exhalation, let your chin fold in towards your chest. Let your face relax. Your spine can round, just like you're rolling up into a ball. As you inhale, let the spine lengthen as the breath fills the torso, heart, neck, region, the face, the chin lift. Maybe the shoulder blades go into the back. And the wave of the breath initiates the movement. So as you're exhaling, you're rolling in. As you're inhaling, you're lengthening, opening up. With your own breath movements, breathing through your nose. Letting the breath really fill your entire physical body, the entire Sthūla Śarīra. From top to toe, relaxing, effortless, Sthira Sukkham. And finally, come back to your neutral position. Your arms are still dangling. Your eyes can be open or closed. Just take a couple of breaths here. Let the breath relax you. And now we continue with exercise number 2. As you exhale, let your right ear descend towards your right shoulder. You can let the spine fold over a little to that side. Maybe your opposite shoulder can move onto the back a little. The inhalation straightens you out, lifting you up, straightening you out. The exhalation takes your opposite ear, in this case the left ear, down towards your left shoulder, opening the right side of the neck. Spine can curve over. The inhalation straightens you out. And you continue as you exhale to lower one ear towards the shoulder. Maybe you let the spine also curve. The inhalation is lifting you back to your neutral position. And just like a wave, you let the ear comes down towards the shoulder on the exhalation. Doing one side and then the other. The breath is quiet and smooth. The mind is focused on the feeling sense of the breath in the body. And eventually, an inhalation brings you back to your center position. You pause for a moment, eyes closed, just to breathe. And then you continue with exercise number 3. As you exhale, your head will rotate towards your right shoulder. With a minimum amount of effort, your center. Let your exhalation take your chin towards your left shoulder, the opposite shoulder, wherever you are. And your inhalations bring you back to front and center. You continue this way, exhaling, feeling the relaxation response, inhaling, feeling the activation of the inhalation. The exhalation relaxes as you twist, rotate your head. Like a gentle wave, the breath is flowing in and out of the body. Breathing through the nose, moving at your own speed, and eventually an inhalation will bring you back to center. And pause for a moment. You can now place your hands on your legs if they've been dangling. Again, just focus your awareness on the feeling of the breath. Now we move into the turtling exercise. So our head and our neck will come out towards me like a turtle out of the shell. As you inhale, bring the air in through the nostrils. And as you exhale the air out of the nostrils, let the back of the skull move towards the wall behind you, the chin tuck in. The movement transitions easily with your breath. The inhalation, you draw the breath in through the nostrils, the face comes forward. As the breath exits the nostrils, the skull comes back. Now the center of your awareness as you breathe can be in your navel region. Even though the breath is felt to be moving in and out of the nostrils, if we can begin to really feel that connection with the breath in the solar plexus, in the third chakra area, the navel region, then we're really getting the full benefit of the practices. And eventually, let an inhalation just bring you back to your neutral position. Make sure to scan through your body. Use the light of the breath to shine into all of the cells of the body. Wash them. And now bring the awareness to the shoulders, the arms, the hands, let them dangle beside you. And we'll now move into exercise number 5, which combines all of these movements for the head and the neck. So it'll be full rotations of the head, neck, and possibly the spine. So as an exhalation comes upon you, let your chin descend, your face come forward, your shoulders, let your spine round. And as you begin to inhale, sweep your chin towards your right shoulder and begin to sit up and lengthen. Let the breath lengthen your spine as your chin and your face come up to the ceiling and slide over the midline to the left. Exhaling, your face and your chin come down toward your left shoulder. You can begin to roll your spine in as your chin slides across your chest. The inhalation takes you up the right-hand side. If your eyes are closed, you can really let your body move with the rhythm of your breath without really worrying what it looks like, how it's supposed to be. Just feel into these movements. And do it one more time, making a full revolution in that direction. And when you finish your next exhalation and you're rounded in, your spine is rounded in, reverse the direction. So now, as you inhale, your chin will come up towards your left shoulder, your spine unfurls, lengthens, your face and your chin turn upwards, and transition over to the exhalation going down on the right hand side, and this rolling in of the spine and the head and the neck. All of the movements are effortless as much as possible and are felt to be controlled and initiated by your breath, letting your breath guide the speed and the length of the movements. And of course, at any point, you're welcome to just pause and catch your breath. But when you've done as many revolutions as you wish, when you finish your exhalation and you're bowed in, just simply stay bowed in. Let your head hang, let your forehead soften, your eyes and your cheeks and your mouth and your lips. Arms are hanging. Breath is natural. And place your hands on your knees or your thighs and wait for an inhalation. And let that inhalation rise you up, feeling the origin of the breath in the solar plexus or in the navel region. And give yourself a chance to equilibrize. Just come back to an equilibrium. And now I invite you to open your eyes if they're closed, and we'll do the Simhasana practice. So here we feel the presence of the floor with our feet, spread our toes, really ground our feet, our soles, and our toes, and then the awareness of our palms on our knees, spreading our fingers. So we have those soles of the feet, those two places, the two hands against the two knees, that's making 6 spots. And then we draw the heart through, that's the 7th spot. And then the base of our throat is the 8th spot of awareness. Breathe. Really feel the spine lengthening energetically. And now with lion pose, we open the mouth, stick out the tongue, open the eyes, through the tops of the eyes. And there's that exhalation, which pitches you forward from your hips. And once you come down, your belly's resting on your thighs. Your face is relaxed, no effort or minimal effort. The feeling of effortlessness. You wait for your inhalation, and you come back up slowly. So one of the keys to these Sthūla Śarīra Prajñā practices is, the key word is relaxation, and to do them all, but to really put a premium on the feeling of relaxation as you work with your body and the awareness of the body. So even what seems like an amazing energetic expenditure there, with that exhalation, if it comes from your pelvic floor, it just kind of naturally comes, and you just let yourself come forward. So I invite you to try it one more time. Spread your toes, feel those 6 points of contact, your heart region, your navel region, your throat region. And now draw up on your pelvic floor. Just bring a little contraction till your pelvic floor. Feel how your breath can connect to that pelvic floor. And now you can open your face, stick out your tongue, open your eyes, and on an exhalation, just pitch forward. And then relax your face and your eyes. your cheeks and your mouth, and slowly come up. So you can see why it's called the lion pose, because it's that rather fierce look of the face. So you see the teeth, the tongue, very energetic, and then the hissing sound. So it does bring up stuff. You know, if you have any little bit of phlegm, it'll bring that up. So it's very good for the saliva in the mouth. If you notice, you've got a little bit more saliva in your mouth. And also, it's good for your entire digestive tract, your GI tract, from your lips through your esophagus, stomach, and your large and small intestines down to your colon and your anal sphincter. So it's good. We want to do these practices. Okay, so we've done our head and our neck and our shoulders in this awareness practice, feeling the light energy of the breath. We've done lion pose. So now we'll continue with the shoulder joints. Let our arms just dangle. And again, bring your awareness into your shoulder joints. That means to feel the breath moving that light energy in and amongst the gross tissues, the physical tissues, structures of your shoulders. Visualize them and feel them. And then to gain a little more access to them, actually physically move them in circles. Small circles, if you like. Watching how much effort you require, just you can explore those movements a little more. If this is doable and you want to make the movements even bigger, you can, always staying within your capacity. You may bring your shoulders forward a little more, up more towards your ears, shoulder blades together on the back and down the back. Just letting the arms dangle as relaxed as possible. Eventually reverse the direction of the movement. Watching what's going on with your breath, letting the breath flow. Really staying connected with the movement of the breath and the origin of the breath in the navel center. And eventually bring that to a restful place. The arms are dangling. And breathe naturally, normally. Silently. Bring that light energy of the breath into the tips of the fingers. And begin to just move the tips of the fingers in space. Move each finger individually. The fingers and the thumbs, eventually the hands. Feel into the wrists, making some circles. Hands at the wrists. And gradually start to move a little more of the arms. Maybe the entire arm to the shoulder. Maybe you bring the arms forward and back in some large arm movements. Maybe it feels good to bring them a little higher, maybe to shoulder height. And for some, maybe at this point you know that you're wanting to reach up all the way to the ceiling. Watch the position of your hands. Do your hands kind of rotate through space so that sometimes the palms are up and sometimes the palms are down, and begin to let your spine fold in so that your shoulder blades come down the back, and then as you come forward, it's as though you were diving, and the hands can alternate their position. One time, the right hand is above the left, another time, the left hand is above the right. And whenever you like, reverse those movements, just to see how that is different. And again, you're feeling the spine with the breath. And in these movements, there's an opportunity to shift your weight a little bit forward and backward on your sit bones, and your feet become kind of active. It reminds me a little bit of the movements that you make when you're swinging on a swing set, and you kind of have to shift your weight forward and backwards. So you're using the total body, the total gross physical body, rather than the subtle, and yet the energy is subtle. And of course, your mind is experiencing this on the most subtle level. So it's the continuum of awareness, which is our prajñā, or wisdom. Okay, and eventually, just bring the arms down to shoulder height in front of you. Let them float in space. Feel the weight of the arms. Lower them whenever you need to. And eventually exhale, hand down the wrist. And if you stop, that's fine. And then you just, after you've had a little rest, you come back to the movements. Or you explore doing the movements with your arms down. Here we are inhaling and bringing the hands up at the wrists, and exhaling, folding forward at the wrists. You can use the Ujjayi Pranayama, which is where you tone your vocal diaphragm in your throat just a little bit, so that as you're breathing, you have this kind of shush sound that pretty much only you can hear. Now, exhale and explore the rotation of the hands at the wrists. And again, you're exhaling down one side, inhaling up the other. And about this time for me, I'm going to lower my arms. I feel like I've had enough work there. I can definitely feel it in my shoulder muscles, and I don't want to feel sore. So I want to just feel it to the point where I feel like, okay, that was good. That was within my capacity. It would be different than your capacity. So each of us would have a different capacity there. Good. Okay, so we've done our head, our neck, and our face, our shoulders, and our arms. And in this joints and glands series, we work from the top to the toe. And we did Siddhasana as well. So I invite you to put your hands on your knees. And we'll work in the torso. So here, we'll do some large swirls with our spine and our torso. So again, becoming aware of the breath, really feeling that movement of the breath, particularly originating in the solar plexus. Now we bring the awareness to our hips and our torso, take a little bit of a rotation towards the right thigh, and now bring the heart out over that right knee. And then swivel it across towards the left knee, and then tuck the heart back in towards your chair, and let your head come in. And begin to bring it out over the right knee again. So you're letting this wave-like motion of your spine and your heart combined with your breath. So as you inhale, let the spine lengthen and the heart come out. And as you cross over, you begin to exhale and you take the heart back in. And after you've done that about 3 times in one direction, reverse the movement, bringing the heart out over the left knee, swiveling it over to the right, exhaling, tucking it back in. And again, inhaling, bringing it out, and exhaling, tucking it back in. The face and the head, the eyes are all soft. Then we do about 3 times in each direction to eventually come back to our center. And notice if you've got any tensions anywhere, creeping up. Make any kind of shifts in your feet, just anything, just really make sure there's no stiffness is there. Okay, so we just did our upper spine, and of course we got into the sit bones a little bit. Now I want to focus really on the pelvic region. So draw up on the pelvic floor, just make a little contraction there, and then release that. And again, bring a little contraction to the pelvic floor, and release that. One more time. Good. And now, one thing you'll notice is if it's so subtle that no one could tell you were doing that. So if you bring a little contraction to the pelvic floor, but you also contract your buttocks, it actually raises your spine a little bit. You feel, if you clench your buttocks, right? Okay. So release that. So do that again. Bring a little contraction to the pelvic floor first, and then clench the buttocks. And release that. Good. Okay. So that's a good exercise to do, just to tone your hip muscles there. And now imagine you're sitting on the school clock, like about that size, and make some swivels around the hours of the clock. This is to focus on the movement of your sit bones, your pelvic floor, and your lowest abdomen. So go 3 times around the clock in one direction, reverse that movement, and go the other way. And again, this is toning your core muscles and also giving a little stimulation to your digestive system and your reproductive glands. And eventually, just bring that to a restful spot. And enjoy a moment of reflection, letting the breath flow smoothly, quietly, through the nose, and feeling the center of the breath awareness in the navel region. And the light energy of the breath, the prana. Now let's bring the Prajñā of the Sthūla Śarīra. That's the awareness, the wisdom of awareness to the gross body, and flow that awareness into your right leg. And when you're ready, float it up in space. You feel how it's filled with light energy. Take that light energy to the foot and the ankle, and let the foot and the ankle make some circles in space. Point the toe and circle from the toe to the knee a few times. Reverse that direction. And then some bicycling movements with that leg. And again, always staying within your capacity and resting whenever you need to. You can take the leg out to the side, reversing that movement, pausing whenever you need to, and then directly straight back. And then eventually we extend that leg, almost place the heel down, or place the heel down. You can keep it suspended in space, or you can put it down and press on the accelerator, draw back, press, draw back. And now we rotate the sole of the foot a little bit towards that wall. You can feel it through the entire leg, towards this wall. Again, in this direction, both ways. Good. Squeeze the toes like you're making a fist. Really squeeze, keep breathing. Just really squeeze, feel the concentration of energy there. And then spread the toes. And again, squeeze, and spread, good. And now we put the big toe down, keep the heel up, and with awareness of the leg of the chair too, it too is filled with light, the light of your awareness. So it's amazing, the light is everywhere. And just the way that the speed of light is so instantaneous. This is an amazing thing about our bodies. Here we are, so many years from where we started out with this body. And still, the ability to move this limb at the speed of light is miraculous, because you can do it. The speed of light, just, it's amazing. Like, you're as fast as you ever were. Just that thought, you send that thought, there's no age to that thought. There's no time to that. It's like really amazing. So we do this little pumping movement, and it's a complete recognition of that amazing ability of the thought to travel in a timeless fashion. So then we're done with that leg, and we just do a little pat down from the knee towards the hip. Sometimes we do the Abhyanga, the self-massage practice. Today, we're just doing just a little bit of that, and hopefully, eventually, we meet often enough that I can go over all of those parts to the practice with you. Sit again for a moment and reflect with your eyes closed, feeling the movement of the breath, and really notice how dramatically different the right leg is feeling than the left leg. We almost don't have words that could adequately describe this feeling that we have in our right leg right now. So we let it stay just as a feeling sensation. We acknowledge the wisdom in that feeling. And now we'll continue with our left leg. Float that light energy into your left leg and let it just raise it in space and into the foot and the ankle. Make some circles there, both directions. Point the toe, circle from the toe to the knee a few times. And then we do that bicycling movement. And take that up to the side. Let the light really get into that hip joint and all of the core muscles of the pelvis there. Eventually just come straight back. Extend the leg, keep the heel up or put it down as you do your extension and flexion of the foot at the ankle joint, like pressing on an accelerator, drawing back. Then evert the foot, so you're turning the sole in this direction. Invert, evert, invert. Those are kind of fun names. Then squeeze the toes together like you're making a fist. Total contraction. Keep breathing. Then spread the toes. Make a contraction there. Spread, contract. Excellent, good. And we put the big toe part of the foot down. Keep the heel up. Watch out for the chair leg. Make sure you don't crash into it. Just that quick movement of the heel. The miraculous speed of the thought process that can make that foot do that. And we set that leg down. Just give it a little love pat from the knee to the hip. The lymph flow through from the periphery towards the proximal. And that is the conclusion, except for our final Shavasana and or Maitryasana, the sitting pose. So I invite you to take whichever version you like. You can either lay on the mat if you like, with your head in this direction on your back, and or you can sit tall. It both works. And once you've gotten yourself positioned with your favorite asana for this practice, your favorite seat, whether it's lying on your back in Shavasana or sitting in your chair. Breathe naturally.